Diplomacy arrived in Kyiv as missiles followed close behind. As the UK Defense Secretary met President Zelenskyy, Russia launched one of its heaviest overnight assaults, combining drones, missiles, and the rare Oreshnik hypersonic strike.
Well, this is the big challenge to Putin. He talks about peace, but he's stepping up and escalating his attacks, not just attacks on the Ukrainian military, but on civilians and cities like this. And there were 90 Shahid drones attacking Kyiv last night, many with targets at residential buildings like this. It's brutal, it's cynical, it's exactly why we've got to work so hard.
Kyiv bore the brunt of the escalation as Shahid drones circled residential neighborhoods before slamming into apartment blocks. At least 4 people were killed, while thousands were left without heat as temperatures dropped below freezing.
The explosion was around 1:30 a.m., maybe early near 2 a.m. I wasn't asleep yet. I heard Shahid flying very close. I already knew that sound, and so I ran to the bathroom. It was in the bathroom that I heard the explosion, when it first deviated a little, and then seemed to go into the second circle again, and then crashed into the wall.
Standing amid the damage, the UK Defense Secretary signaled a shift in Britain's role from supporter to active deterrence partner. London announced accelerated funding and joint production of Ukrainian-designed drone interceptors to counter Russia's air campaign. The war is now shaping Europe's future defense posture.
I've committed £200 million, which I'm accelerating now to prepare British troops for that day when peace comes, so that we can be ready to move from day one. And thinking about the attacks here overnight, where you had 90 Shahid drones directed at Kyiv, we will start to manufacture this month new improved Octopus interceptors invented by Ukraine.
The escalation extended beyond the capital. Debris from the Oreshnik missile was identified in western Ukraine, marking one of the few times Russia has deployed the nuclear-capable hypersonic weapon. The strike shattered any remaining sense of distance from the front.
It was as if firecrackers exploded on the street. Sounds were muffled, but when other missiles flew in, such as Kinzhals, for example, or the other missiles, you could hear that the ground was vibrating, but here it was far away.
Analysts say the Oreshnik is less about battlefield effect and more about psychological warfare. Fired from deep inside Russia, the missile is designed to intimidate Ukraine and send a warning to NATO capitals watching closely. Western Ukraine is now firmly inside Moscow's threat envelope.
I heard a loud, shocking explosion. And, it's normal at this time of the war, to hear these things here. And it makes me concerned about, if we have the tools to fight against the Russians from America. I'm American, so I think about, do we have the Patriot missiles to fight these things? Do we have drones that can shoot these things? And yeah, I just want everyone in the world to know that, Ukraine is strong and we don't care how many missiles you send.
Ukrainian officials call the strikes a mockery of peace efforts, arguing, the war is now about the security of all Europe. As Britain hardens its deterrence posture and NATO unity is tested, civilians remain on the front line of escalation. This is no longer just Ukraine's war, but a defining stress test of diplomacy under fire.